He's a very creative individual, and today I'm going to be learning something new from Habit. Does it matter which hand is the upper grip and the lower grip?
This is the question, right?
Because
the lower hand, you would go up. This hand is now further away. It has to reach further, right? There's more of a stretch. Hey guys, so you see Jaiveerraj swing the mudgals in a very particular way, right? Swinging inside, but there are many ways to swing a club or a mudgal or a gada, and part of that is combining it, the front swing with the back swing. So if you swing it in front with two hands and then backwards, you get kind of like this mace or gada move where they usually go over the head with two hands. You don't see people swinging two-hand mudgals that much, but it's definitely possible. Usually the grip is thick enough for a regular backswing. So I'm gonna now take Jaiveerraj through the figure 8, which is going to be the combination of a front swing and a backswing. It's a really good exercise because the front swing activates the bicep and it makes you able to extend the arm, while as the backswing always keeps your arm 90 degrees, which does bring up some tension over time. So the combination of the front and the back is like, one is the tricep, one is the bicep. So it's like activating and it makes everything feel really, really good. Okay, Jaiveerraj, you know the backswing, right? Like the one you do with the gada? Can you show that? So with two hands.
Habit has these very creative names. I do not understand the different swings. I just train for fitness and for brute strength, but it's always interesting to learn something new. He's a very creative individual, and today I'm going to be learning something new from Habit.
Yes. So you know.
Demonstrate it, please.
Yes. So the backswing means that we're going to swing behind the shoulders. So you start near the belly button, and then you finish at the same point with the belly button.
It's a normal swing, exactly. Double-handed swing, yeah.
Double-handed swing.
After that.
So what we do then is we swing towards the same side. So I just went over my left shoulder. Now I can do the same thing, but now towards the left hip. So still towards the left, but now in front. Coming back to the start. Now if you would combine these two swings, so one is the front swing, one is the back swing, yes, and you always go towards the same side. So left and left, yes, exactly. So left, 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 left. Yeah. And the other little, right, right, yeah. Make sure you come back to the belly button. So as you can see, it's important that you don't want to be after the front swing, you don't want to be here too much, because you always want to come back to the center. From the center, you can make, otherwise it wouldn't be figure 8, right? It would be up. The swing would become a little bit chaotic. What I see a lot of people do is they do a front swing and then they try a backswing straight from the front swing. It's possible, but as you can see, there's no resting position, so it's very difficult to learn that from the start. So that's why one exercise, boom, next exercise, boom. And the more fluent that gets, the faster you can transition. Because I see it as a transition between two exercises. So you combine them, and then you make it look like a flow, and then you make it look like it's one exercise. So you want to try that with maybe 12?
No, I want to hit heavy mudgals now. Let's go.
Heavy mudgals.
With all respect to Habit's training, I end up finding this very monotonous. But even the last time Habit was here, he taught me a couple of good exercises, more of stretching, because we ended up arm wrestling and something very new that I was new to arm wrestling, and yeah, right. I literally had my forearms sore for 1 week. Definitely 1 week.
Yes.
But the stretching that Habit taught me was extremely beneficial. Really relaxed my overtrained forearm. So the same way I appreciate him coming here to India and teaching us a few things, at the same time learning a few things. So the key component here in any aspect of training is always be a student. You should have an open mind to learning new things and respecting every form of training. So let's do what you were teaching me, Habit.
Sure.
So, perfect. You go there. So do you end up doing the same side for a couple of reps and then switch?
Yes, so I would say the exact same thing as you do. For example, swinging 20 reps on the right and then 20 reps on the left.
So please correct me if you see me going wrong in
Yeah. You go 20 towards the left and then maybe 20 towards the right. And you keep coming back to the center.
Now one very interesting question. A lot of people I see confusing themselves here. Right. Supposing you have a heavy mudgal on you and you need to do a double-handed swing.
Yeah.
So right hand is on top over your left hand down. Does it matter which hand is the upper grip and the lower grip?
This is the question, right?
Because a lot of people I see get confused with this, So supposing you're normally taking your right hand here, and if you're doing one rep like this, now it's a natural instinct that if you're going to do two hands, it's just going to go the same way. But what if you have to do your left side? Are you going to switch your grip, or are you going to do it the same way? Does it make a difference?
Well,
what are your views on that?
Yeah, so I've thought about this quite a bit, and some people have this very distinct opinion, like, oh, it should be like this, right? You should go towards the lower hand, you should go towards the upper hand. The thing is, both are okay. If you look at what they usually do with the gada, they swing and they don't change the hands. They just swing over the right shoulder and over the left shoulder. Now this means that you can both swing towards the lower hand and towards the upper hand. Usually the upper hand though is the one that coordinates. So if you would not pay attention to which hand is on top, if you, for example, you are right-handed, you'll notice that every time that right hand gets on top, if you're swinging towards the left or the right. Now the idea is that we want to train not for a competition, right? To do as much as we can. We want to train equally. So we want to have the coordination skills on both the right and the left, right? For example, in sports, if you would throw a spear, you would only focus on the correct hand. If you're in football, you would only focus on the correct foot, right? On the foot that you are most strong in. But for this this training technique, it's maybe best to try both sides. So that's why some people, or at least they say, get one hand on top instead of the other. Now, as far as which one should be then on top, is only one thing I've encountered is that whenever you swing towards, so for a backswing, for example, towards the upper hand, then your hands are relatively more close. So Jaiveerraj, can you hold the club?
I can hold the mudgal.
The mudgal club. Yeah, there's different names for the same thing. It's all the same. So if you would swing towards your upper hand, right? Now you would swing towards
the right.
The right. Yes. This hand would be relatively close towards his body, and this hand would be in a in a straight position here. Now if you would switch your hands, switch your hands. So left now on top, and now swing towards the lower hand. You would go up. This hand is now further away. It has to reach further, right? There's more of a stretch. This hand has to come further back. So if you would look at it as a technique, in this position, you would be easier to get a straight wrist and a 90-degree angle than over here. Because you have to reach further. Feel that?
I feel it the same.
Yeah, no.
I guess because we are used to training with these for a long time.
Yeah.
So
I mean it's possible. Like with both, it feels it feels similar, but the angle, if you would look at this, you'll see
absolutely that's
like
well
you have
put.
to reach a little further.
It is the angle because like you demonstrated right now, if you're swinging towards your left hand side and you end up keeping the left hand on top, it's a reverse swing, right? What you demonstrate in many of your videos. I personally end up feeling that a little more towards my red hairs, more towards here.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. Yeah, but in a two-handed swing, you also do a reverse swing.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
That's exactly what you're saying. The same thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, and that is of course because you have the inside swing and there's also the outside swing. Now this means that if you do it with two hands, one is doing inside, right, and one is doing outside. So you're always doing both. So if you would try to improve your two-handed swing and you would do that through one-handed swings, you would combine those inside with the outside swing. Make sense?
Always.
Cool. Have you tried the outside swing?
I do it on this and that.
Yes.
So it's just something different. I find it weird. I guess because I don't do this on a usual basis.
Yeah. So
I focus on the more traditional aspect of the mudgar.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's very interesting because you realize with every different swing, every different movement, you're hitting not just a different muscle group, but you end up feeling much better. You feel your body is way more mobile, way more agile, and that is something I really appreciate you teaching to everyone.
No, it's also like if you can, it's about coordination partly.
Yeah.
Being able to do, there are a certain amount of swings possible, right? So if you can do all of them, that will mean that you are strong in every part of your body, right? And the only thing that you're still missing is just that little bit of momentum, because if you would teach someone the first time that inside swing, you would also have them be a little bit like this, like a little bit unstable in front, and eventually when you get the same feeling. And the fun thing is that sometimes it's good to repeat, right? To do like 1,000 reps only on one swing. But then again, if you feel that gives too much pressure, you can alternate. So you can start with inside swings, and then after the next set you do outside swings. And of course your forearm gets that overload, but still it challenges you in a different way, and it activates the muscle in a different way too. So very cool.